Hello, welcome to this new episode of Continuum Gaming, and in this episode we want to have a look at another SailfishOS related topic, which is just a small game, because I know we are all waiting for the new update, which is, meant to be coming out in the summertime someday. I'm not sure when, there's no hint or information about that anywhere. We are talking about SFOS 5.1 at the moment, of course. And it should be out in the summertime, but we don't know when. And the summertime is only just starting, so I'm assuming it's going to be at later times, maybe September or something, I'm not sure. Anyway, what we are going to have a look at this episode is more or less this small little app or game, whatever you want to call it. It's called ColorTubes, and it's a pretty simple but very effective and nice little game which you can play without too much hassle. It's especially good suited for the very hot temperatures we are in at the moment. So we are going to have one of the hottest weeks till now in Germany next week. About 40 degrees Celsius in this case will be attained, and that's a pretty tough outlook more or less, but whatever. We are going to have a look at this game, and for that it's really a nice little thing because you don't have to think too much, but it's still a little bit like a puzzle. It's not really, it's really pretty easy to play, but it's fun to go through, and after a while it's getting a little bit harder, so let's see what this game is all about. And of course, to show you all this, I'm going to use my smartphone, which is this one. It's Sony Xperia 10 Mark III in this case, which runs SailfishOS in the newest iteration, of course. And at the moment, you can see everything that is going on the smartphone itself, on the big screen too, because I am using a technology called Screencast. You can have a look at the corner out there if you want to know more about Screencast and other technologies like that. And in the end, this is going to give us the option to see everything which is happening on the small screen, on the big screen too, with a small little bit of delay. That's just how it is. Okay, so first off, where could you get this game? It's pretty easy to get, at least if you know the name and the writing of the name, because you really specifically have to search for that. I'm going to go to the stores here in this case. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Storeman in this case, which is of course OpenRepos. So if you want to just click, go to the description box down below, you will find the link there. Other than that, you can already see it's one of the newer ones, so it's pretty easy to find. But if you are watching this video not at this time of the year, but later on, then you might have to search for it. And how do you do that? You come to this screen in general, of course. Then you go to the upper menu here, the drawer menu, I call it, and then you can search for stuff. And of course, if you do, for instance, color, it's pretty hard to find, because color is a lot of different things which are in this, and you will scroll probably very, very low down to find it then. But if you know how the writing is done, so it's really this one. And very interesting, for instance, on the interface in the web, I'm not finding it if I'm not really writing it through all the different characters and stuff like that. So you can't just type in ColorTube or something and then it should be there. On the interface, it's not going to work. Seems like it's here not neither. And I'm not sure why that is. Don't tell me. I think it's about the writing is together, I think. Yeah, no, that's working. But still, a little bit unfortunate that you can't find it easily like that. But whatever, here it is. Just click on that, then you can see it's going to open up, and it's a small little application or a small little game, which you can of course play on SailfishOS and even on Aurora OS. I'm not sure why he's mentioned that here, because whatever, but if you want to, doesn't really matter. It's a game you can download and play, and that's fine for me. So let's have a look at the game itself. The game itself is just this small little icon, which will of course after installing it then be here. installation is done by the drawer menu. I didn't show it to you in this case, but I often did. I think you will figure it out. In the end, here's the game itself. I'm going to click on that, and now I'm just going to turn around, show you everything. It's not very fast or something, so you don't really have to see the small screen, but to show it to you anyway. So the format is a normal one. I'm going to do this. As you can see, I'm at level 8 at the moment, and all the levels are more or less the same, with more bottles coming with a couple of levels at least. I'm not sure if it's after 10 or 5 levels or whatever. There is going to be more bottles then. So what's going on here? In the end, as you can see, you have a couple of different bottles with some kind of a liquid in there. And those liquids have to be more or less ordered in the right way. So you want each and every color of these liquids in one own bottle, fully filled. And this is more or less what we are going to do. So in the end, what do? You click on one, or you tap it, then you just pull it, or more or less put it into one of the other bottles here. And you can do that a couple of times. And of course, make sure that you put in the same colored ones, more or less as often as you can. Interesting, with the big screen, the last frame of the animation is now standing there because there is no refresh. He noticed there, but on the small screen you can already see it's already gone. This is normal, it's just screencast, because screencast is just taking pictures of this screen here with a certain kind of delay, of course, and a certain kind of FPS, and that's lower than anything else. It doesn't matter. If I, for instance, click again, it's gone and working. But fun to see and fun to have this opportunity to show it to you. So in the end, just try to put everything into the same bottle, and that will not work at the start, of course, because at least in these kind of higher levels, it's not a high level, but still we are not in level 1 anymore. You will have to do a couple of different points and go over it from time to time. At least in the standard mode, you will not have any kind of limited approaches or whatever. You can just go on and on and on and do what you want. And of course you can go back if you want to. We will have a look at the options later, so what can be set up and how the game can be altered is shown there. But just to show you what's going on and how it's going on here, I'm just going to use this. And of course, with making or with putting some colors in there, you will be able to get the other ones. Which one are possible, you can see by this outline, which is going to be appearing there. And in the end, now just try to put everything together as good as you can. And as you can see, the green one, for instance, is now filled up. So it's more or less closed down, and now you can, for instance, try to get the other ones in the right order, which of course isn't that hard to do in general. If you ask me, it's pretty easy, especially because there is no limiting factor or something. So if, for instance, you would have only a couple of different moves or whatever, then it might be a hard game. In this case, it isn't. And as you can see, all you have to do then is more or less get to the point where all the different bottles are filled with the different colors. And of course, you don't have to fill every bottle, because it's only going to be, or always going to be, one at least, maybe two, which are not filled in the end. Yeah, and this is more or less the game. Then you are going to go to the next level, and the next level will be a little bit harder to do, probably at least. I think it's pretty equal, but once you have more or less the mindset to solve this, it's pretty easy to do. So let's have a look at the different options here. So as you can see, there are a couple of them, not too many, but a couple. And what you already can see here is you can of course go with the orientation of the screen. Doesn't really matter. The scene more or less is it a light scene, a dark scene, whatever. Use whatever you want, or use the system one, whatever you like there. And in the end, here, this is the first one which really does something to the game itself, but it's not very helpful or whatever, I don't know. Because in the end, I have unlimited options. I don't know if I can really run into problems with this game if there is not some kind of a limited move count or whatever. So in the end, this is more or less the undo button in this case. How many steps could you go back if you want to? Is it one step, or is it as many steps as there are needed to get the solving of this puzzle, more or less? Which, again, I can't see why this is happening, but whatever. Maybe I just can't see it in the future enough and can't see what's going on here. Other than that, there's not too much to see here. You can, for instance, click on that one. You can, for instance, do this one and have the assisted mode. I don't think you really need that. Just to let you know, it's not hard at the moment, at least. Maybe in future, if there are too many bottles or whatever, use this one to get more help with the game. Then you can probably use it in a more specific way or whatever, with less turns or something like that. Maybe this game is still under development and there's going to be added something like a mode where you can, for instance, limit the moves or whatever. Then it's a different story, but at the moment it's pretty easy to do. You can just play the game as it is, and it's fun. Somehow it's fun. You're just going to click around, and it's really a good thing if you don't want to think too much, not too stupid. It's not totally stupid or something. It's just clicking in the end, and there's not too much puzzling going on, but it's fine. And especially for the hot temperatures and stuff like that, it might be something you want to consider. Yeah, and other than that, I would say thank you for watching, thank you for listening. The download link can be found in the description box down below, and of course, if you have any kind of questions, comments, whatever, put them down into the commentary section in this case, of course, too. Other than that, thank you for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, and of course, if you didn't subscribe to the channel until now, the button is right down below. Please click on it and subscribe. Other than that, thank you, see you around, and bye. Bye!